at some point we take our serious streak where we abandon the characters of Tucker and Todd altogether and just like write a drama film?
Oh, you mean we go Goodwill hunting?
Yeah, we do. We go hunting for some goodwill.
We find Bad Will.
I like that idea.
Yeah, the evil clone of Goodwill hunting.
Bad Will. It's Will Smith.
He is a bad will, isn't he?
Yeah.
That's a very bad will.
And he's earned a lot of bad will. Ill will, I guess. That's another guy we meet.
Oh, Ill Will hunting, but like Ill Will is like a awesome rapper. He's like
that's what I was gonna say.
His rhymes are sick.
Will Smith don't got a cuss in his raps to sell records, but Ill Smith do.
Ill Will.
Ill Will.
Ill Smith.
Ill Smith.
Already off to a great start.
Yeah, of course. Ill Bill is a rapper. I don't know if Ill Will probably is at this point anyways.
Ill Will. He must be. He is now. We invented him.
Yeah. He's green. He's always about to puke. He's like genuinely he's ill.
Yeah, his rhymes really are sick. What rhymes with blah?
Oh, that's so funny. Actually, he rhymes everything with blah. He always rhymes blah with blah.
Blah.
Or like at you with at you or whatever.
What rhymes with cover your mouth because you're about to hurl.
Okay. This is the anniversary show.
This is our origin story.
Yeah, that's what it is. It is an origin story. We might go.
Yeah, it is an origin story. We might do the Joker thing where we have, you want to know how I got this origin?
Jared Leto as Tucker.
Of course, the creepy one is Tucker. Oh, poor Tucker. Everybody's single least favorite Joker is Tucker.
It's funny.
I don't want to kill you. I just want to hurt you real bad.
Okay, it's an origin story, and as what we've come up with, the very least is Tucker was raised by possums.
Yeah, wild possums just out in the woods. He's a feral child
in a log.
Yeah, that's where the possums found him.
And I had said that, and then Tucker was a hybrid cat science experiment.
Todd.
I'm not sure. Todd. Tucker possums. Todd cat.
Yeah, he's a weird science experiment. He's in a lab.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it went wrong or if they achieved what they wanted. I'm not sure if Todd is considered a success.
I am of two minds about that. I think that his creation was a success, but he didn't live up to expectations after that.
Oh, he's a fail son. That's actually accurate and good.
Yeah, maybe they tried to train him in certain activities or tried to, he tested below performance minimums in whatever it was that they wanted him for.
I like that a lot. I like the idea that he has great potential to be an amazing cat boy, but he's just like, no, I don't care. I don't care.
Great potential to be an amazing cat boy? What is an amazing, like, how do you really cat boy good?
Well, you could, it's like, it was like a super, I just was watching Ant-Man, so I've got like superhero tech program in my brain.
Animal name person.
Yeah.
This will be the greatest cat boy. There's a long lineup of other ones.
Show how the last cat boy like died tragically.
The last cat boy, his DNA was unstable and he kind of molecularly decomposed in a chain reaction that turned him into a puddle of steaming goo.
Oh,
that screamed.
He only had 8 lives and they underestimated.
Yeah. He spent 8 out of the 9 just being born.
Overestimated, yeah. That's funny.
But this cat boy will be different.
This cat boy has attitude problems.
Yeah, he's listless and uninterested in being a cat boy or doing cat boy things. He doesn't even like anime. He doesn't like the cat girls.
He does spend all day licking himself.
Yeah, we got that part right, but that's the only part.
The minute he learned how to bathe, he never stopped.
I mean, if you could, you probably would too. That's what they always tell me.
So I guess I originally I thought that maybe he escaped, but was he thrown out then?
Yeah, probably abandoned and ended up in the pound.
So yeah, so that is where Tucker and Todd meet. That is as much, and I love the I love the idea.
Yeah, that's way better than meeting in preschool. It's so much funnier.
So what age did I write in the Discord that I thought it would be funny if that was when I was still thinking adoption. I thought it would be funny if we were in the adoption agency like or the foster care as adults. We weren't even children. We met as adults. We met as
Sounds
adults in
like he
foster care.
adopted us as adults.
Yeah. Well, that was a whole different thing of like Columbo sensing that there was something about us he needed to keep under his toe.
A couple of late 20 somethings. Just we'll pick them up right up at the zoo.
Yeah.
No, I think we'll be like 5 or 6 years old by the time we end up at the pound.
Okay. How many is that in possum years?
5 or 6. I don't know. 100. Maybe it's an entire possum dynasty. I don't know how old possums live to be,
That's interesting.
or if that's pertinent. Maybe Tucker wound up being part of a multi-generational possum family.
Well, yeah, that started. I started imagining like Granny Possum in the rocking chair, but it needs to stay feral woodland possums. Oh, so you were talking about the intro then?
Yes.
How did you imagine the episode starting?
Well, there are two options in my mind. We either begin with Tucker or we begin with Todd. Now, if we begin with Tucker, we of course the audience perspective is going to be somewhere out in the woods. Maybe we find his log, and there is this alone little feral child, probably very young, who is discovered by a family of possums, and of course he's adopted by these possums. And there's room for a little montage of him doing the Tarzan thing where he starts adopting possum behaviors,
Oh, that's interesting.
including trying to hang upside down by his rat tail that he doesn't have.
Does it have a Phil Collins song under it?
Oh yeah, probably.
I'm trying to figure out tone because when you first said like finding in a field, I'm imagining Bambi. I'm imagining the Fox and the Hound.
Yeah, in this
But
case, it probably does have a lot of the Tarzan energy when he's discovered as a youth.
so the energy is a little bit more like hopeful and wondrous rather than like pastoral and tense.
Yeah, it probably starts out kind of gloomy and grim because it's an abandoned child alone in the woods.
Is he
And
like
then
whimpering?
yeah, probably doing sad dog noises. I don't know. I don't know what species Tucker really is, so I don't know what he does.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't imagine him just as a boy.
He's not much smaller than he is now either.
He's like making hyena noises or whatever.
Yeah, he's just and he like shows his teeth and growls to these possums, and they growl back, and they respect, and
How,
then they take him in.
do they have subtitles as they communicate to each other, or do we play it totally straight?
Play it totally straight. These are just animals, and if he communicates with them at all, it's like all kind of empathy. Like, oh, this one's hungry, this one's injured, this one's afraid.
I keep trying to make it.
This one regrets getting his degree in mechanical engineering. Just throw that in there somewhere.
Yeah, they play banjo together or whatever.
Welcome to the woods, motherfucker.
Yeah. Well, that's so. Yeah. So, do we show the whole? Are we kind of interchanging between, uh, like intro stories, or are we playing out one to a cliffhanger and then playing out the other and then having them meet?
Yeah, it was gonna be sort of playing one and then neatly transitioning into the other because I was thinking that the lab is actually in a building fairly nearby to these woods, and the camera perspective is actually going to shift to the building and enter the window to where there's a little Todd in a lab, which is why the scene transition works in either direction because you can leave the window to the woods or enter the window into the lab.
Yeah, definitely.
So we'll have to decide sometime whether Todd's intro should be the one to come first or not, because he can stare wistfully out the window and think of like the world outside the lab and that kind of yearning. And then the camera can go out there into the woods and then be like, maybe it's not so great out there. Look at this abandoned child in a log.
Yeah, that I think that's a seamless way to kinda do it, but I am also, curious, like, how far the story so, like, if I also like the idea of Tucker coming first just because that's the order that the names come in the title and these things. Um,
That had crossed my mind too, but I gotta go with whichever one is narratively more appropriate.
yeah, and we will see. So you had said that at a certain point that Tucker ends up were you gonna do the thing with the possum family getting
Getting hunted
trapped?
down by
Hunted?
by
Yeah,
some hillbillies?
yeah.
Yeah, that's when the banjo really starts playing.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. That is where it comes in. Um,
Do
it's
you hear that?
unavoidable.
They're coming.
We're really in backcountry.
Oh yeah, they play the banjo while they're chasing the possums around.
They play oh, what's his name? Old-fashioned yakety sax. Benny Hill. They play the Benny Hill chase music on
Oh,
banjos.
yeah, and I guess behind all of these hillbilly thugs, there's a bunch of women in bikinis and lingerie on roller skates. Since, I mean, if we're gonna do Benny Hill, we're gonna do Benny Hill.
He's there. He's the mayor of this town.
Oh, interesting. I was thinking maybe he's in charge at the pound.
Oh, that's cool. So how does that happen? Is Tucker gets caught in a snare or whatever, and
And
the hillbillies
probably,
don't find him?
yeah, they probably cut him loose because he's not a possum. They don't want this. Ew, this is a, I don't know what that is. It looks kind of like a human child or some kind of monkey. Get rid of it.
Oh, do they just cut him loose or do they take him to the pound? We don't know what this is.
No, they probably don't take him to the pound. They're not conscientious. In fact, I think that's the sort of, we do each of their intro sequences and then we do a split screen that details how each one of them winds up on the streets.
Okay.
It'd probably be mostly lacking in dialogue, so it would just be music and then visual themes. But then it shows each of them kind of. There's Tucker, he's off running away with his possum family as they're being hunted down by hillbillies, and there's Todd. He's not passing his catboy exams.
With the other X-Men or whatever.
he's he's with Frog Girl and
Yeah.
Bat Guy.
The Incredible Stick.
Ah, they're all doing quite well, but Todd just, either he doesn't have the aptitude or like me in school, he doesn't apply himself. He's just not interested in whatever this is.
He spends more time thinking about how much he doesn't like the thing he's supposed to do that he can't focus on the thing that he's supposed to do.
Yeah, spending too much time just kind of rueful about the whole thing.
Yep.
And I think
Lost in
that's,
resentment.
yeah, and I think that could easily be shown just visually in a split screen. And then they both wind up out on the street, tipping over trash cans, looking for a snack or something. And then somebody calls animal control.
I like the split screen of them in different states of like impoverishment or whatever, like with the fingerless gloves rubbing their hands over the fire in the trash can.
The fire bin, yeah.
Yeah. They're just bums in different ends of the town or whatever.
Yeah, within like roughly 30 seconds of ending up on the street, they've gone full bum transition. American hobo.
And then, so do we show them? Oh, so I guess American Hobo, and then do we show them getting grabbed by what are those guys? Do those even exist anymore? Animal Control?
I'm sure they do, but I want it to be with like a big silly net.
Yeah, like dog
Like
catchers. Oh, are they the
yeah, like
child
like
catchers from Chitty Chitty Bang Bang?
oh,
Was it called Child Catcher or Child Collector? I'm Googling.
child catcher.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a horrifying looking guy.
Isn't it just though?
Like every bad nightmare. But yes, that's the kind of net. It's like SpongeBob going for jellyfish.
Yeah. Okay, so they get caught at the same time, and then that both the split screen fades to black and then opens on like the
I
next morning in the pound.
I was actually thinking that the two different animal control vans would both pull up to the pound, and then the split screen would continue on until both get thrown into the same cage and actually
That's
break
cool.
the line in between the split screens.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out a way to do that. That's way cooler than a transition.
Yeah, they both get thrown into the same cage from opposite ends, and then the split screen split is gone.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, they could be opposite ends. They could even be in like side by side cages and then just the line disappears.
Well, if they're in side by side cages, then the line kind of just transitions into being the divider between the cages.
Yeah. It
Which
dissolves.
you can do with like a really minor perspective shift. So you just
Yeah.
kind of tilt the axis a little bit so that you can see that it's actually a chain link line. How long has that been there?
It becomes a problem. There's a chain link line attached to the camera.
Oops. Somebody forgot to remove this filter. I'm a cat now.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Did we want to explore any more of the origin stuff or move on to their first introduction in the cages?
Well, as for Tucker's origin, I think it's mostly concluded. Those guys are now a bunch of possum hats.
His
Todd,
family. Do they come
Todd,
back later?
uh, maybe just like as a little stuffed animal somewhere. Todd's origin, though, is the one that actually leaves open new opportunity because this is a lab that seems to be creating like superheroes.
Yeah, so would it be a lab belonging to a company that we've already established in our world?
Does is it the company that would eventually become Abaddon? Bargain
I
bin
mean,
superheroes as an attempt to create heaven on earth?
I'm curious.
But then that would mean that Basilbub created Todd, which is just
No, I don't like that.
yeah, that's tethering us to the wrong source.
I'm trying to
Beyond
think of
that, I
other
don't know if we have any other big companies.
places that had labs. Where is my list? Recurring characters, groups, and factions.
Handy.
Hmm, not one of the orders. Not Fantasology. What is the thing
The thing in
in the Marvel ones called?
uh pretty you mean like big companies?
Yeah, like who put the adamantium or adamantite or whatever inside Logan?
Oh, that was the Weapon X program, I think. I think it was a military thing. But if you want big bad companies in Marvel, there's Oscorp.
Yeah, I guess there's a ton, aren't there? There's just random
I guess
characters
I
whenever you need
guess
them.
Stark's company doesn't count as being big and evil, but it was in the first place, which is why he became Iron Man in the first place.
Is it a brown water project?
Yes, it is now.
Okay.
They're making bargain bin superheroes.
Yeah, I don't know if they're necessarily superheroes, but yeah, like superhumans, super soldiers.
Yeah, their first foray into it after the success of other companies and groups that won't be named.
Or is it an earlier version of the Sendables? And because these cat boys would have the 9 lives, they were like disposable. They were the dispensables.
Oh, we're just gonna keep on kind of tugging off the Expendables.
Okay, but it's one of those, and they've got this facility somewhere in the woods,
Yeah,
not
it's
far not far away from yours.
no, and it can't be that far away from like the town either, because both boys managed to find their way to their
It's the
own
same town.
their own slum areas and the same pound.
Yeah, I guess that's a pretty basic, decent setup. Can't commit to any of the tasks that have been assigned. Ends up being I think I said tossed out, right? Doesn't run away.
Yeah, he's either he's tossed out or he does run away, but everybody was like, "Well, we were going to kick him out of here anyway." So,
Oh, maybe it's a higher stakes thing, and it's that he ran away because he realized that they were going to kill him because he's useless, kind of thing.
is he that smart already? He's like
I don't know.
he's like a 5-year-old kid.
He is that smart. Well, that's why that we've been taking our limiting pills since
Oh,
we were
right.
children, is because we're very smart.
Oh. Well, Todd is anyways. Tucker's a feral little beast
It's feral.
child. He's Mowgli. The only language he knows is possum snarl.
Yeah, but his midi-chlorian count is higher than even Master Yoda's.
Oh, come on. Oh. Maybe he learns spoken English within like a day of engaging with Todd. That would be pretty smart.
Yeah. There's something about him that is like activated and heightened.
As soon as he's actually engaging with intelligent beings instead of possums,
Oh yeah,
a higher part of his mind just activates.
he like he is one of the best possums. Like that's all he's been committing his mind to for however long. So that's what he's good at. But
He's good at possuming.
possuming, yeah,
He is the best possum.
top three, anyways.
No, top three. No,
Up there with
never
James Acaster.
never personally seen a better possum.
Off top of my head, couldn't name a better one. Yeah, I think that's all for them. They end up in their slums. They get thrown into the I like the whole camera transition. So they wake up in the same they get thrown into the same cage, then they're already awake, I guess.
Either into the same cage or into side by side cages. I like that too. Either one works.
And is it a case of like they look up from being slumped in there and the first thing they see is each other?
Yeah, probably.
What are you in for? They light up a cigarette.
Tucker's just like
All right, Tucker doesn't talk yet. I love that. I love the idea that Tucker can't talk right now.
I too like the prospect of a silent Tucker.
Just the sound effects.
And that's how I ended up in the pound. And that's how I got the award for best possum.
I mean, add that to the list because that's a funny one. I can't even remember where that was. Was that one-off jokes that was? Y lines, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's how... God bless you.
Yeah, I was clearing my throat, trying to get the mic to wake up.
Please wake up! Mike, Uncle Scar tossed Mike into the stampede.
So we're both in the pound. Todd tries to engage Tucker. Tucker just kind of hisses and backs up to his end of the cage.
Is this going to be?
And then
I haven't thought at all about the story in between. Do you have thoughts for what happens next?
I was thinking that it would that would be an opportunity for once again an out of the window shot, as if we're in an actual jail cell. There's the window and there's the moon out there, and we can look out there and see the moon go away and the sun come up and like day night transition. And then by the time the sun has come up and the birds are chirping, Tucker is speaking in full sentences.
Oh, do we do a little setup for that then? Do we have any reference to Todd intending to speak? Oh, at first Tucker starts off feral, and Todd is trying to act empathetic and genial or whatever, trying to connect with him, but Todd is aggressive, and at some point Todd asks a question or makes some sort of reference or sound that Tucker responds to and kind of like sits down and responds with a kinder sound, and then that's where it kind of like cross dissolve or does the camera looks up to the moon, changes to the sun, and now they've chatted all through the night, and Tucker's talking English now.
Yeah, it probably starts with food. It's always food when you're dealing with a feral child. You give them a snack and suddenly they calm down.
Oh, is as in the pound gives Tucker food, or pound gives Todd food and not Tucker, and Todd shares his with Tucker?
Yeah, that. I think if Tucker's being an aggressive little feral man child, then the pound is like, ugh, I don't want to go in there and give him anything. You can go hungry for all I care. And then he's hungry, and Todd shares food, and then bam, we've got a fox and the hound bond.
Yeah, I like that. Even the guy goes to feed Tucker, but Tucker starts like gnashing and Tasmanian deviling out. And the guy's like,
yes, exactly. Complete
well,
with the Tasmanian devil sounds. Yep, full Tasmanian devil, and the guy nopes the fuck out of there. It's like, I'm not doing this. And Todd takes pity on him.
Yeah.
And then, then you can do the night-day transition, and then by next morning, Tucker is speaking in full sentences.
And I mean, and so that's gonna have to be and that's how I something then. So what is your line for your very first English line is Tucker?
Oh, wow, this is tough. You've bested my best man. Uh,
And
and
that's how
that's how my
I
possum family was killed by a bunch of
oh, yeah,
hillbillies.
I guess so. And that's how I watched the bloody massacre of my possum family.
Oh, yeah. And that's why I've sworn revenge against all hillbillies. No, I mean, obviously, that's how he says, and that's and that's how I won the award for best possum.
That's a perfect spot for
Yeah,
it. And Todd is just like, "Oh."
okay. That is the perfect spot for it. I can't believe like we already came up with it. Why are we looking for something else?
Or is he like fully engaged as like best possum what? And you're like best possum.
Best
That's
possum ever.
that's ever. I
Best
like how
possum what? Ever.
I like that sounds you don't even have to be that smart, but just as a human boy, you are just the best possum, hands down. They're like, there's no competition. We don't even I can look far into the future. No possum has ever been as great as this guy
The award for best possum. Best possum
ever.
what? Ever.
Oh, he's like all impressed.
I mean, he's a 5-year-old child.
Oh, I do like yeah, I guess if he is a 5-year-old, they're both I keep forgetting that they're kids, so they gotta have that childlike wonder and
Yeah, that
innocence.
that sort of wow.
Yeah, what I
I
do
don't
like
have
Todd
any awards.
like, I got thrown up. I couldn't even finish the test.
Yeah. I don't have any awards.
Oh, I'm worst cat boy.
Are there other
All the other ones died, I guess. I don't know. Well, yeah,
well, if
because
you're
this is the
if
idea
you're
is you're the worst
still
in the long line of the legacy
yeah.
of cat boys.
Well, if you're the only one still living, I think that makes you the best.
The wonderful thing about cat boys, like cat boys, a wonderful thing.
Okay, Tigger.
Tigger, please.
Oh, now we're just out of control.
Off the wall,
Off the wall, off the record, off the beaten path,
off the chain.
off the cuff.
Ooh, off the dome,
I'm all out of
off the reservation.
shit.
The bad one.
Well, now I'm really all out of ideas.
Me too. Okay, so where are we? We are at the point where Tucker now
We
speaks English.
Yes, Tucker's managed to learn the entire English language at least as much as Todd does within less than 24 hours.
And so are we
And
going to go ahead?
I think this means that the boys are actually smart enough to escape.
Are we going to escape? So is this story going to culminate in us meeting mom, or are we leaving that as
Well,
something else?
there are a couple of options for that.
Oh,
Okay, bye,
did,
Gigi.
did everybody leave? Just Gigi?
Just Gigi. We'll try and bring her back.
How do I chat? Failed to join. I don't believe you. Join channel. Chunk. Welcome back. Welcome back. I will record up to 6 hours. Great.
All right. So, two possible options
Two
as far as
possible
mom goes. Yeah, two possible options. Best
I'm
possible
sorry.
options.
Yeah.
The best possible options are either mom actually comes to collect us from the pound, in which case I still think we should have an attempted escape sequence, but fail, or we should successfully escape and encounter her another way.
The escape is an interesting one. Like if it's because once again I just saw Ant-Man. It's maybe not necessarily she set up a test to determine our worthiness to be her adoptees or whatever, or she witnesses us our escape attempt and is so impressed that she wants to adopt us.
Well, then, that means that our escape attempt gets us into enough trouble that we're about to be put down and she rescues us.
We're about to be put down.
Yeah, they're just gonna take us to like a little dog-shaped electric chair.
Like we're in like a high-speed police chase. There's like a skyscraper on fire.
Through the halls of the pound.
Oh, in the pound still.
Yes, but we cause enough of a ruckus that they're either about to transfer us away from each other or do something bad to us. Probably worst case scenario is actually them separating us. Now that we've been pair bonded.
Do we cause a pound riot? Like, do we play some sort of socio-political game within the pound? We rally all the other animals around us.
I think it's funny that it hadn't like we rally all the other feral children, but no, they're all animals.
Yeah, they are all animals.
Yeah, we are unique.
Or I mean, is it a pound where there's bizarre feral children? Is that just the reality that we're in?
I think it's funnier if we're the only two in there, especially because Todd is a cat person.
Yeah, I agree.
And
We
Tucker was raised by possums, so he came in looking like,
we
I
we can
mean, he's a mess.
we can cartoonify the animals if we want to. We didn't do that with the possums, but we can do it with the pound ones. They can be like they're all Disney references. They can be like Aristocats
Oh, they're
or
Oliver and Company.
I was gonna say Oliver and Company. Yeah, they've got the sunglasses and the. Oh, that's actually very interesting. Is it that? Is it?
I think it should actually be All Dogs Go to Heaven.
Oh, I like that too. Charlie and
Charlie was much more impactful on my childhood than Oliver and Company.
I agree. I watched the hell out of All Dogs Go to Heaven. I actually just watched it recently, and Charlie doesn't hold up. But why can't I remember his name? The little one. S- Dom DeLuise is the voice. Why can't I do the call?
Itchy.
Recall Itchy. Yeah, I was gonna call him Scratchy. That's why his character's awesome
And there's just a bad guy called Carface.
with the best voice that any bad guy's ever had. Did you see the sequel?
No.
Oh, the sequel is amazing. Carface is there it takes place in San Francisco, and Carface is the assistant of the devil, who is a cat who poses as a dog to trick dogs into going to hell.
That's fucked.
It's an amazing movie.
That's crazy.
Anyways, in our story, we rally the animals. Is that our plan?
Yeah, we start a riot at the pound. Who
What do we
knows?
start a
Who knows
riot
where
over?
the
Do we
dog?
know?
Oh, we're gonna complain about not enough kibble.
We
They
start
feed us
a
worse than
socialist
dogs.
riot.
They feed us worse than dogs.
And all the dogs agree. They're like, "Hey, yeah."
We don't get enough kibble. We don't get enough good enough kibble.
I'm trying to think of ads. Are there any lines from all I can think of right now is Meow Mix, please deliver, but I can't think of kibbles and bits, kibbles and bits. Bacon.
We want bacon and cheese. Anyway, it shouldn't be too difficult to get a bunch of dumb dogs hopped up about food.
No. The
Who knows where
chihuahuas
they got those mattresses to set on fire, though?
chihuahuas got on boots.
Yeah, the place is going crazy. There's toilet paper being thrown all over the place. Nobody knows where the dogs got that either. Or these mattresses that are on fire. But they're starting a riot. And actual, like, SWAT pound police have to come in.
Oh, that's interesting.
Oh, yeah, like actual emergency response teams, corrections officer types come in. Stuff that
From
the pound that would never have, but they do.
yeah,
Now.
like they're from like the bunker in the pound,
Yeah, they've got riot police.
the full lockdown.
Yeah, the whole place goes into lockdown, and we get caught as the culprits. We get dragged before the pound warden, who's going to send us to different places. And now that we've made friends with each other, that's worse than death.
Is the pound all cartoonified? It's got crazy like razor wire all around and whatnot.
Oh yeah, I think it should be. It should look like every terrible movie about prison.
It's got a guard tower.
It's got several guard towers. It's got a big like wall, a big stone wall that has patrols walking across it, and raised razor wire and sirens and big
Oh,
floodlights.
the guards have dogs, and the dogs in the pound call them Uncle Toms.
What we have to do is get those dogs in on the riot.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And so we get called in, and we're threatened with being transferred to different maximum security pounds.
Different maximum security pounds are just like different wings or whatever.
No, we're each going to be shipped off to a different state. But on our way to whatever situation we'll be headed to, either separate buses or whatever, that's when Mom intervenes and adopts us.
While we're on the buses?
While we're on our way to the buses, we're in a chain gang, 2 separate chain gangs. I want those 2.
Is it the chain gang is just one of those dog walking waist belt things?
Yeah. That's what passes for a chain gang at the pound.
You're all connected to one of the guards.
Yep. Tucker is being like dragged behind.
This is demeaning.
Yeah, he's sitting with his arms crossed. He's in a sulk. He's just kind of being pulled. He's got a harness. So he's being
Being pulled
pulled
by the rest of the
backwards.
crew.
Yeah, he's only friend.
It's occurring to me that we might have to have one of the gags where like a dog tries to sniff Tucker's butt.
Oh, does Tucker try to sniff the dog back? Then it's a Dr. Dolittle gag.
And he looks at it, he's like, "Why do you like this?"
Ugh. Wash your ass.
Yeah, what? Wash your ass, tells the dog.
The dog gets all self-conscious. Oh, I lived with possums and we smelled great. What's your excuse? When was the last time you had a bath?
I'm at the pound.
Yeah, well, go pound sand.
Yeah. Perfect.
Yeah,
And then
and Tucker's become smart enough to become snappy.
and so it's as you're being dragged, we're basically lining up at the buses, and as we're about to step foot on the step, there's like a hem, excuse me.
Yeah, we exchange what we think is going to be our last glance ever. It's very sad, and then the sad music is playing, and now there's the opportunity for that record skip as a matronly lady who must look like she's the size of Lady Dimitrescu. To us, she looks like she's 9 feet tall because her head is always out of frame.
Is that
So
the
it's just her
vampire
body and her
mommy
neck.
from all the
Yes,
memes? Okay.
yes. The new Resident Evil game. She's nine
Yeah.
feet tall, guy.
Was there a reference in just for the storytelling when if we are going with the idea that she noticed our successful attempt at like starting the prison riot and was impressed or whatever, is there some sort of reference at some point where like we are being monitored through a camera or a drone or some sort of reference to being watched by her before, even though it's not revealed who it is that's watching?
See, I'm remembering a time when Mom was watching us in another scene, so it should
Mm.
probably just be like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like sitting in an armchair with a glass of brandy watching us on a screen. But
In that
I think it would turn that was when we revealed that Mom was Columbo.
That's when we revealed that, but we don't have to here. It can be done like Dr. Claw, and specifically because of that, did we have Columbo stroking Stan's head while he was watching us or something like that?
No, but Craig was
No?
stroking
Okay.
Stan's head when we first met Craig.
Yeah, I remember that. Okay, I
When
was
we
just
traveled to Craig's list.
yeah,
The Craig?
with the grumpy
Oh,
little bear.
yeah. Who is now just a bear.
I'm a real bear.
You were.
Oh,
But
did you
yes,
see did
oh, go on.
I was going to ask if you saw the new Craig design.
I did not.
Oh,
I don't think.
well here, let me grab it for you real quick.
Lay it on me. I'm eager to see him.
Where did I put it? Clips. No, new good sprites.
I'm into it. Is that a jetpack?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So that's our Craigie.
Yeah, that's 2.0.
But otherwise, yeah, I think that's the whole story. The matronly ahem.
Yes, and
Excuse me.
that's when she adopts us. She decides to take us both. The warden advises against it, says we're troublesome, and she
I wouldn't
insists.
take these two, ma'am.
Yeah, like that, and she insists, and she's got that that mom tone that you don't argue with.
Oh, to the point where the warden actually like quavers, quavers.
He shrinks,
Yeah.
like visibly he becomes smaller as she insists.
Oh, yeah, I like that. As she
Yeah.
rises up, he gets a little small.
Oh yeah, she towers over him. She's like, I insist. They're a bonded pair, and they're coming with me.
He swallows his Adam's apple.
Yeah, now it's gone. Gulp. Oops. That's not supposed to come off. And now she's got us in little kennels, and we've got
Oh,
cones.
she's got
We've
the little carriers.
Yeah, and we're wearing cones of shame.
I like that. Well, because yeah, it will have been established that Todd has a licking problem.
Yeah. Yeah, Todd has to wear a cone for a little while. And just to make everything even, Tucker has to wear one too, even though he's got no issue.
Yeah.
Oh, why are you so sad, Todd? Well, I can't lick myself now. Oh, don't worry, I'll lick you. That's it. You get the cone too.
That's the workaround.
Yeah.
That's so funny. Why do I have to wear a cone? You're too good of a friend.
Yeah, you're too good of a friend.
A real bro.
Yeah. But at the end of it, when they finally get to their new home, they're released out into the yard, and that's their opportunity to do their Fox and the Hound moment where they're like, "You're my best friend."
We'll be best friends forever. Row, 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 row.
But most importantly, Tucker gives Todd his best possum award,
Oh,
which means we actually get to do like a super wholesome moment because that's like Tucker's only and most prized possession.
does Todd have something to give? His collar.
Does he have a tag? Maybe he had an ear tag this whole time.
He hands it over. It's all like moldy and gross. Oh, thanks.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, thank you so much. I will treasure
Or
this forever.
or is it like a ball of yarn or something like that? Like something treasured by a cat.
Oh yeah. I Let's just assume that they both managed to smuggle in a single item from their origin.
Right.
And so they exchange their most precious item with their most precious person. And in the background as they make that exchange, you can start playing the Tucker and Todd theme quietly.
And it starts coming in. I like
Yeah.
they're like doing their little exchanges, and I'm giving my most precious object because you're my most precious human. And it cuts the mom like ugh, like vomiting.
Ugh.
No, we don't have a cynical observer. I don't think.
No, she's probably observing, and she's enigmatic. She's pouring herself a little half glass of wine as she watches us through a window.
And she just gives a bit of a musing, like hmm,
Yeah, just kind of like a lofts an eyebrow and just gives a soft hum,
yeah.
like she's a scientist observing the test results.
She's like Ollivander, curious, most curious.
Yeah, she's got something about that energy. She she's a provider, but not really a caregiver. A guardian, but not a loving mother.
Yeah.
Because it turns out she's an alien entity who doesn't really feel these things. But we are kept safe, and we've got a home now, and a yard, and a sand pit that we had to really. It was really hard to convince Todd to stop shitting in it.
Oh, that's actually interesting. There's because we were taken from the pound, we don't even have like children's bedrooms. We just you said there's the carriers. We just have like kennels and pens at home though too. We sleep on a dog bed on the floor.
Yeah, we'll have to grow out of it eventually, but yeah, we sleep in like little beds on the floor. There's a cat bed with Todd's name on it and a cat bed with Tucker's name on it, and like proper pets, we each sleep in the wrong one and eat out of the wrong bowl. Well, I
Yeah.
want yours, so I always sleep in the Todd bed.
I was watching a video of I think it was a husky who was in like a foster situation with a bunch of other dogs, and it would run over to the other dog's bowls and knock the food out of it so that they couldn't eat it.
What a jerk! What a bully!
That dog was a cat.
Yeah, I watched a rescue video, and it was exactly as I described. It was just the family that had adopted this rescue dog had already gotten a bed and a bowl and all the other accoutrements with this dog's name on it to go along with the accoutrements of the dog they already had. And of course, the
Right.
newcomer immediately goes for the other dog's stuff,
I want
and
that
the
one.
the the existing dog went for the new dog's stuff. So they just kind of
It was like,
exchanged.
yeah, it's a win-win.
Yeah, it was just a fair compromise and exchange. Fine. I guess that's your name now.
Yeah, and I guess I get new stuff, sucker.
Exactly. And I imagine that's how Tucker and Todd behave at home until they're humanized a little more by stuff like going to school. Where when they try
Oh,
to get
that'll be
into a
interesting.
cat bed, yeah, when they try to get into a cat bed in like first grade nap time or whatever, they get told, no, we don't do that. Well, what do you do? We sleep on these really shitty, like quarter-inch thin pads on the floor. Oh, and that's better than this nice, comfy, plushy cat bed. Why?
Tucker at show and tell with his best possum award.
Oh, Todd
Always
has it
bragging to
now.
kids. Yeah.
Todd has it
All
now.
right, Todd does have it now, yeah.
Which means Todd would bring it and he'd say, "I'm the best possum,"
It starts a
and
conflict.
it's an opportunity for everybody to say, "Best possum what?" And he can say, "Ever," and then we refresh that joke.
They're less impressed.
Yeah, they're not as impressed, but Tucker is happy. He's into it. His best friend is the best fucking possum ever.
Tucker's so he doesn't even realize it. That's funny. Tucker gets jealous. He's like, "Oh man, I used to be the best."
For a minute, he forgets that he
That's
crowned
his.
his best friend the best possum ever. He's like, wait a minute, I'm the best possum ever. Oh,
Oh,
wait,
maybe that's the way you spin it. Is Tucker's like elbowing people in the crowd, like grinning out of the corner of his nose, like I made him the best possum. He's actually a cat boy.
yeah, I crowned him. I made him the best possum ever.
I I made him.
I made him what he is. You gave him all the fur? No. And the whiskers and the licking problem? Is that you?
No, I cured the licking problem.
I took over that mantle. Is that why you always puke up fur balls? That's personal. So we've got their origin, them ending up on the streets, in the pound, start a riot, they get adopted, they get witnessed at home in their new environment. They have their first day of real people school, and it's really awkward. Do you want to go any further?
Yeah, I don't know. I hadn't even envisioned them getting to school. I didn't know where to go after the adoption.
Well, obviously they do have to go to school.
Oh, should they in school, should the kind of the last scene be them in school, be a little bit of a setup of a foreshadowing of them having being drawn towards like drama or acting or writing or whatever, performing.
Oh, yeah. Actually, now that I think of it, we it that would be the perfect end to their origin story, is a sort of mirror image of them on either side of like a classroom table in basically the exact same setup that they are in the studio. And they're just like,
Mm,
"Oh yeah,
yeah.
well," and then what if he does this? And like they start, who's what do you got there, Todd? Oh, I've got this little story. Tell me what happens in your little story, and they go from there.
That's interesting. I'm trying to figure out how to break into it. For when you were first saying it was a story, I was imagining they're trying to like impress a girl, and then I was imagining maybe it was like that was actually a thing that would happen in class. I remember doing in like grade 1 or 2, where it was like you would go around the room telling a story one sentence at a time.
Oh yeah.
We could have a story assignment like that where the teacher's like, "Okay, we're gonna tell a story one at a time," and Tucker tells a line, and then Todd tells a line, and they start laughing, and then they keep interrupting the other classmates. The other classmates don't get a chance to tell a story because Tucker and Todd just keep telling a story and, like, one-upping each other's sentence or whatever.
I think that's great. Not only that, but they keep everybody else eventually leaves, teacher included. School's over, and they're still in the same classroom, still writing this story together.
I like that, as is, like, everything is dark, but there's one, like, lampshade shining on them. They're burning the midnight oil.
Yeah, and it's just somewhere out there, doors are being closed, the school's being locked up for the night, but these two kids are still engaged
Yeah.
with their activity. They finally figured out what they're here for.
And then that's when the Tucker and Todd music starts coming in as they realize how much they love telling their stories.
Yeah,
Camera zooms out dramatically.
their mumbling story writing audio slowly fades out as the Tucker and Todd theme fades in, and then it's just that's all, folks.
Yeah, the camera pulls out of the window of the classroom they're in and does a big like crane zoom out of the moon shining over the town they're in. And it all happened in a little town called Riverdale.
And then it keeps on zooming out and out and out and out and out. And then right into the window at home, and there's mom in that same armchair watching the boys on that video feed.
She's got a camera of them at the school.
Obviously she would, but that's a post credit scene.
Oh, okay.
Mom's always watching.
Is there any sort of like dialogue line from her of like it's all falling into place or something like that?
Oh, so she's a
Or
supervillain now.
or she's like step 2 check.
Probably just another instance of that sort of soft hum.
I do like that, yeah. Ambiguous.
Yeah, the fewer spoken lines from her, I think the better, because keeping her nebulous is important. Especially because observing us interact with each other is very curious. But it's probably at that moment that she decides to get our prescription.
I mean, and it's actually kind of interesting and funny because my kind of weakness in the beginning was that I wasn't living up to my potential. I couldn't find the thing that I cared about to do. And one of your problems in the beginning was that you literally didn't speak English. And then now, like a couple of days later, or whatever, we're now in school excelling at speaking English.
Yeah,
So
and
I like
using it to create.
yeah,
We
to the
found what we're supposed
frustration
to
of
do.
everybody around us.
Oh yeah, we managed to annoy everybody. So that trend continues on well into our adulthood.
Yeah, perfect.
And there's our theme comes on, there's our credits, and then we've got our post-credit scene where not only is mom watching us, but she's holding our new prescription
I
for
like that.
our limiting pills. We're
Yeah,
advancing
maybe
a
even
little too quickly.
you don't necessarily see you hear her like shaking a bottle of pills in her hand, like one little shake as she's watching, and then as she makes her little sign of she places the bottle down on the desk, and the camera cuts to the close up label that says like RX Tucker Todd.
Oh yeah. That's actually it's an opportunity for her to leave, but the camera stays and zooms in on the thing she left behind, which was the pill bottle.
Like the Lily of the Valley label in Breaking Bad.
Yeah, exactly like that.
Okay, I like that.
And then yeah, she starts microdosing us immediately. Not enough to turn us into complete knuckleheads, but she slows us down.
Yeah, and I guess we'll check in on that next year.
Yeah. Oh, Tucker and Todd adolescence.
Yeah, Tucker and Todd adolescence. The year after that, we got to do Tucker and Todd in high school.
Oh yeah, we'll do the junior high and then the high school, and then eventually we do the college years, which is when they first start trying to get acting gigs on television, and that's when they do the domestic sitcom.
After doing a bunch of really shitty commercials and ads.
Oh yeah, that's that's an opportunity for us to not only create ads but to star in some.
Yeah,
If we create a cool enough aesthetic, we can start doing that for all the ads.
starring in them.
Yeah, advertising them as if we're celebrity spokespeople for the ad,
Yeah,
like George Carlin back in the day.
I don't. Did he do product placement?
Yeah, he did the 1010 220 phone TV commercial.
Oh, I do remember that.
That's the only one I remember him doing, but I do remember him doing it.
That's interesting. One of the first thing I look up is a Reddit post where it said Carlin had long financial struggle because of tax problem took nearly decades to fix. It's probably why he was so prolific. That's interesting to think.
So he was busy because he needed to be?
Yeah.
Maybe. The man's an artist, and you don't really get to become an artist unless you're struggling somewhere.
Yep.
If everything is super great, you don't have anything to talk about.
And your art is uninteresting. There's plenty of proof of that on YouTube.
Yeah, people need to go looking for something to be mad about.
Anyways, I think that is our anniversary 1 year anniversary commemoration episode.
Yeah, I think that little tale is neatly wrapped up.
That's a neat little dispatch package. Thank you everyone and anyone for joining us for this first year of Tucker and Todd.
Yeah, I've been Tucker.
I've been Todd, and you've been folks.
Yeah, I've been a feral child.
Wow.
That was really good.
That's the thing that I can do. That's what I
That's very impressive. Have you been a cat boy before?
I have. I've also lived alone with only a cat as my friend, and so you learn how to speak to them.
Oh yeah, yeah. I wish my cat made more traditional cat noises so that I was well practiced with that. Sheeple. All right, we've gone too far.
All right.
That's enough. We're gonna get the wrong kind of traffic.
Oh, I mean, any bump is a bump.
Well, then why didn't we make fun of the Sigma males?
Oh, right. You're right. I forgot. We're gonna have. I mean, it's in the list.
Yeah, you guys, your days are numbered.
We're coming for you.
Yep.
That was fun. Bye.
Bye, everybody. Good night.
Fuck Tucker. Tucker sucks. And fuck Tucker's friend Todd.